Hey guys, what's up and welcome. Hope you're having a great day. Today's video, we're going to be talking about internships and the importance of that, how to get an internship, most importantly, how to keep an internship, and how to get through all of the crazy process that happens through the entire application, interviewing, the internship itself, and finishing out the internship. So, real quickly, I just want everyone to know that, not everyone's going to get an internship. And that's probably a big frustrating part of this entire process is that, the journey of getting an application in, the journey of going through one, two, three, or multiple rounds of interviews is all a part of getting you the experience that you need for when you do actually go to look for a job. So even if you don't get an actual internship, know that the process is just as important as getting the internship and reaping the benefits from an internship. If you guys don't have a LinkedIn account, I want to encourage you to do that regardless of your age or where you're at in your stage of career. You need to make sure that you get into LinkedIn. I've got lots of great networks through LinkedIn, specifically, especially during COVID. And many people who have used LinkedIn have gotten a lot of good traction on internships and found out internships specifically through this platform that were not posted on Google or anywhere else. So make sure that you have one, that you create one. Make sure that you customize your LinkedIn profile, and I'll make another video too as well that kind of goes on the ins and outs with the LinkedIn profile and how you can use that to really develop your network within the industry as well as without in your education as well too. So everybody knows somebody that's in the industry. This can apply to other industries too as well, but we're going to be talking mostly about aviation. One of the first things that I want to encourage you to do, if you're not already doing so, is become a member of the University Aviation Association, and that's really important for you to be a part of. With their network, they have an annual conference and they have a DC forum as well too. So they've got really good folks that are all across the country that are in here. As you can see, they have a listing of internships too as well. It's a very nominal fee for students to pay annually. I believe it's $30, but they do have a lot of great resources on here for scholarships. They also have a directory for schools, whether you want to be a pilot, mechanic, in management. There's lots of different resources that the University Aviation Association offers. So make sure that you take full advantage of these opportunities that are out here to you. I didn't know about it until I stumbled across it reading a journal, actually doing research in my undergrad, and I wanted to look in a little bit more about what UAA is. Because at Oklahoma State University, they host the journal for this organization for all the research that's published out there that is specific to aviation. So I found that very interesting, which led me to their conference, which led me to meeting somebody from the National Business Aviation Association, which led me to getting a scholarship from them, which led me to leave the airlines and go into business aviation as an aircraft dispatcher full time. So this is a really important resource. I can't harp on that enough. So back to internships. Preparing to look for an internship. On my profile page, I have a section here, an article about getting and keeping an internship. And so you guys can read all this, but I just want to hit the high points on this. There's so many resources at your schools that are specific to aviation. So I want you to encourage you to reach out to those because some of your schools have really great working partnerships with some of these companies. Wichita State University, you guys got Airbus right there on your campus. So that's a great tool for you guys, not just internships, but also some co-op opportunities for you guys there at Wichita State University. Ohio State, Auburn, all the colleges have career services, and within your departments, they have a great network of folks that have already had a great return on internships. Here in Oklahoma State, in Oklahoma, Tulsa International Airport has a rotating internship that they offer. to students once a semester. And so it's really cool to see that some of the folks that are there are from Oklahoma State, and they have that alumni connection. So there's, there's power in the network. Don't just show up to class and think that by the end of 4 years that you're going to get a degree and that someone's going to just give you a job. That's not reality. So these internships are very beneficial to you. You just have to get out there and apply and build your network to let people know what your academic goals are. And again, that's regardless of age. It doesn't matter if you're a traditional student or a non-traditional student. Everyone has different goals and they have different ways to get there. So reach out to the career services, let them know what your goals are. And maybe you don't know, and that's okay if you don't know. So you think you know where you're going to end up in this industry, but every professional in this industry will tell you you're not gonna land where you think you are, and you just need to trust that process. But being prepared for your internships and your internship is important, and career services can do that through a number of resources with resume help, cover letter help, helping with business cards, portfolios. There's a whole bunch of things that they do for you on campus too as well. Some schools are really good at organizing career fairs with aviation companies, and they offer internship programs too as well. Like I said, become a student member of the University Aviation Association. Can't harp on that enough. You get to meet other like-minded people, and especially if you attend the annual conference, which is in Costa Mesa, California this next year in September or October. I have to look at the dates again. But it's one of those. You really get to meet the cream of the crop with students, with both undergrads and graduates, and there's a lot of cool opportunities for you to meet folks that are in the regional airlines too as well. And there's a lot of other education folks too that are there that help with publications. Really good organization. Also become a member and be involved in your student organizations on campus. There's lots of student organizations that are out there that are focused on aviation programs, and if your school or your program doesn't have it, then I would suggest about going to the people that are teaching aviation and come up with the idea to begin to start your own aviation club. It's really important to be around people that are positive, that have a common shared interest in achieving the academic goals that you are currently aspiring to, and you can't do that alone. So no one got to where they're at by themselves. So there's a number of organizations that I've listed there that have chapters on college campuses. Practicing your job interview skills and your personal introductions are very important. You don't want to freeze up on an in-person interview or in a virtual conference. So making sure that you can productively introduce yourself and be able to handle questions from somebody, get another classmate, or have some other folks that have been in business for a while, or some upperclassmen that can create a mock job interview for you, and really go out as much as you want to. The way you're dressing, the way you're presenting yourself. They always say if you look good, you feel good. So make sure that when you do go for these interviews that you are looking your best. Don't show up on a webcam and a hoodie. That's not going to set a good first impression for anybody. And of course, if you get an interview, many of these internships have multiple rounds. Make sure that you're expressing an attitude of gratitude with these folks, and especially if they're down to the final selection, I would highly recommend sending a handwritten note to these folks. So that's really important to do that. It goes a long way. I know in this new generation, everything's digital and texting and all this stuff, but when somebody who is my age or older is interviewing you, one of those handwritten cards definitely goes a long way, and it helps you stand out in a crowd where you have hundreds, if not thousands, of people applying for the same internship position that you are. So let's say you get through this whole process, you do the interview, you found the right applications, you're applying like crazy, because you need to do that. I would say you need to put as much effort into applying for internships as you did applying for scholarships. And if you didn't apply for scholarships, then you're going to learn how much effort actually goes into this, because there's going to be a lot of no's that you're going to receive. But that's okay. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's about the process, not necessarily about the outcome of that. It's beneficial if you can get it, but it's not the end of the world if you don't. So when you do get an internship, these are some things that I've heard from other folks in the industry, as well as personal experience too. So it's really important. These are just some really good tips to help you guys out, and then we'll wrap up this video. So if you're not early, you're not on time. So this is so important. I've heard so many horror stories of people who have had to relocate completely to another city across the country, only to show up late on the first day, and those folks asked them to pack their bags because they didn't treat the internship the way that they were hoping that they would. So hard lesson to learn. Just prepare for tomorrow today. Always do that. Always make sure that your clothes are good, that your mind's good, that your task assignment is lined up for the next day if you have that. It depends on how structured your internship program. Number two, make sure that you guys are focused on what's happening in your work environment and in your department. Social media, all that stuff, it's a huge distraction, even with people in the workplace. No one's untouchable in this respect. So make sure that you don't allow technology to interfere with you, especially in those first critical weeks where you're learning your new position. If you run out of things to do, be proactive, right? If take the initiative. Some companies are looking to continue to keep people with their company. So if you're not taking initiative and you're not asking what can be done next, or what you can do if you're working on a team or on an individual project, make sure that you're reaching out to your supervisor so that your supervisor can give you some really good positive feedback throughout your internship, and see that you've got the initiative to push forward. Remember, you're not the CEO of the company. This is really important. You're there to get a incredible experience. We always say that we learn more from our interns than we do teaching our interns, and that is true because there's a lot to be said about that. But too many people come in to the environment and they want to be on top, and so you gotta be a learner first, right? You got to be a follower, and you got to learn what the company's culture is. You got to learn the way and the workflow of work, especially for some of these larger companies. You need to be very flexible and very adaptable to the environment that you're going to be in. Some people just aren't quite ready yet for the work environment, especially with traditional students that maybe they're in an internship between their freshman and sophomore year in that summer, and that does happen. And so sometimes they got to learn kind of the hard way. We got this post-COVID generation that doesn't necessarily have the same work ethic or the same types of goals that generations like myself or older had when we were a younger student too. So sometimes people just can't handle that yet, and that's okay. Don't take that personally. Just brush yourself off and apply for another internship, and hopefully that one works out better than the first one. So if you bomb on an internship, don't worry about it. There's many people that bomb on a job, and when you're younger, you don't know what you want to be, and that's okay. Even when you're older, you don't know what you want to be. So making sure that you have an internship that teaches you all of those things, and that you have a crew and an environment that is really proactive in communication. So I would say the biggest thing here is if you hear your supervisor telling you the same thing more than once, you should probably get the hint that something in your workflow or in your attitude or your behavior probably needs to change. And so that's really important to touch base with and be really in tune with. So other than that, have fun with the internship. I mean, internships don't last very long. They're over before you know it, whether it's a 6-week or an 8-week or a 16-week, depends on your internship environment. So just really enjoy it and just take advantage of all the benefits that the internship has to offer. So I mentioned some organizations here too as well. If you guys don't have student chapters, begin your network. A lot of these student organizations have guest speakers, and a lot of these guest speakers have internship programs too. That was one of the requirements when I was leading student leadership with our aviation clubs, was that we brought guest speakers that not only had a cool story with their industry, but also that those companies and those sectors of the industry offered an actual internship to students in the degree program. So hope this video helped you out. If you have any questions about internships, applications, resumes, or anything, let me know. Do check Google every once in a while. I did see some new internships pop up there. I actually saw one on LinkedIn. If we typed in internship, and as you can tell, it pulls up my aviation ones. And just 14 hours ago, the intern for the flight school position opened up for summer 2025 at Delta, and then the intern in aviation management for flight operations for next summer also opened up a day ago. So be on the lookout for those things. Those are two really hot internships there that are on site. So I think they've been opened up before and they closed them and they open up again. So nevertheless, go in there, check it out. If you guys have any questions, just reach out to me. Thanks for watching today, and I look forward to putting out the next video. Have a great day.